I had a lot of volunteering jobs in my lifetime. I was with the Bonhead Lions for over 25 years until the club had to shut down because we could not get enough people to work with us. And it ended up, it was only 2 or 3 of us people there working, so that was no good. I was with the Agricultural Society from when I was 14 years old until the time of this taping. I'm still with the Agricultural Society. I also was a chairman of the old Smoky Truck Pull in Cookstown. Also, I was chairman of Camp Dorset for 2 or 3 years, the Lions Camp Dorset. Looked after the turkey shoots here, and we hosted them here for 25 years here at our property. I had shooting thing I made up myself, and was all controlled by lights. And when the lights turned, it was all set up like a street light. when the light turned red, and everybody had to stay at attention and not be moving around at all. When the light went green, they could start to move free to roam again. That's what it was. Also with the steam show for many years. I joined that club in 1969, I would think. About that time, 69, year 1969, I joined the Georgian Bay Steam Show. And that club has moved to different locations 2 or 3 times. The steam show at one time was up at Barrie. It was at Cookstown, Collingwood, I believe. It was at Beaton. And finally, it was brought back. We brought it back to Cookstown, but we didn't have the agricultural grounds then because it had been sold. So we just had the grounds there to work with. Okay. Well, some of the things I did when I was with the Lions was I was president, I think twice. I was president twice of the Lions Club, and I did many. When you're president, you have a lot of jobs that you have to look after and designate work. It's not going to get done unless you designate. And when I became president, that's what I did. I even with the Agricultural Society, when I became director and president of the Agricultural Society, I told them at that time, if I'm voted in, if you vote me in as president, I'd like to see every one of you are going to have a job, not sitting around. So that's the way I worked that one. Right. I curled. I curled at Cookstown. That would be in the 70s. But my back started giving me problems, so I couldn't curl anymore. But I was also president of the curling club at one time, yeah. And what else was it there? Well, like chairman of the Camp Dorset, chairman of the turkey shoot.
What did you do at Camp Dorset?
Camp Dorset?
Were you the cook?
Yeah, well, yeah. But I was also, at the time, I was the chairman, too. Cook and chairman at the same time. Yeah.
So how many people were you cooking for?
Well, maybe 300 at the time. Mm-hmm. In the winter time, we used to hold snow-rama and snowball and all that up there, and we used to have these events. snowmobile. What do you call it? Polka runs.
Mm.
Yeah. And we'd go up there, Brenda and myself, my brother Doug, and his wife Mary would take, and we'd go up and look after getting out all of the food and cooking it. Used to put the roasts in the oven, about 40 or 50 pound of roasts into the ovens. We had these garland ranges with the big doors on them, so we could cook a lot of food at one time.
Mm.
And I used to make a gravy up there that I made, and I started making it all out of vegetables, nothing else in there. And believe it or not, I had in the time I was doing that job, I had 2 different ladies come and ask me for the recipe for that gravy. And I said, all it is vegetables. Yeah, it's amazing what you can do. And it really was good too, eh? For many years I was, and I still am a member of the Georgian Bay Steam Show. And I held the position of vice president, I guess, a couple of times. For years I looked after the sawmill, and I was chairman of that. And my job was to, look after, see the logs got onto the mill, and the steam engines were ready to pull up to put the power into the mill, and that was my main job. You won't believe this, but I never did run the stick to saw a log. I sawed a log just partly, and I forget what we were doing. But I can honestly say I don't think I ever sawed a log. But I guess, anyways, the guys that I had on the crew were excellent guys, really good guys to be around. And we had to watch and work safely. The saw was a 52-inch saw. We don't change the blade, we change the teeth. And we use a special machine on that. And it's a tool that you just put the wrench into the tooth and give it a kick, and it'll take the tooth out, and you put the new tooth in, and you just put it in with this wrench. It's very, very safe, very, very, very interesting to see that done.
So why did you get involved with the sawmill? What was your interest? Why did
Well, because we had tractors, like David and I had our tractor. Our tractor ran the mill quite a bit of the time, and our tractor was a WD-9 McCormick Deering,
Mm-hmm.
and we used that tractor periodically to run the mill. And I just took an interest in it, and nobody else seemed to be bothering too much at that time. So I just started looking after it, and they came and told me one day, if you're interested in the sawmill, you'll be the chairman for it. So that's the way that worked out. With the Agricultural Society, I was junior director when I was 14, and then I guess when I became 19 or 20, I was appointed director, and I guess to the time of this taping, I'm still on the board of directors of the Cookstown Agricultural Society.
So what were you doing when you were a junior director?
Well, we did helping the ladies set up their tables, and helping the ladies bring their special prizes that they've come to show at the sale, and setting up tables and doing all that kind of stuff. We'll talk about the turkey shoot. I guess we had the turkey shoot on for around 25 years, and it was one of the Lions' main events for making money. But anyways,
How did it work?
how does it work? There's just things put up,
Targets?
targets put up, and each person's given a target, and the one that can get the most pellets into the target wins the turkey. But we were calling it turkey shoot, but there was other, we had ham shoots and different things like that there too. But mainly it was turkey shoot. Yeah.
So did people bring their pellet guns?
No, they weren't allowed. They're allowed to bring their guns, but no ammunition. They have no ammunition on them when they come on the property. We dealt the ammunition out.
And what kind of guns then? 22s?
Get 12 gauge.
Oh, shotguns.
Yeah, 12 gauge shotguns. And
how many would participate? About 10 people, or how many?
Could have as many as 50 and 60 here.
Oh, okay.
I can tell you a funny one. Maybe it wasn't so funny when it was happening. Was that the what do you call it? The people that worry about animals and all that getting hurt and that came on the property, and they wanted to. They called up my wife first of all, and wanted to know where these turkey shoots were being held and where we shooting turkeys. And Brenda, I guess she started to laugh a wee bit about it, and they were quite serious. And we ended up here at the property with them at an event we had, and I asked them to leave, and I was having quite a discussion outside the door. And out come through the door this character with the gun over his shoulder, and he said, "I take it you guys are from the Humane Society?" And yes, sir. Well, I'll just tell you, sir, you're taking an awful chance coming around here with 50-some guys with shotguns. That's all I can say. And he carried on his way. And I said to myself, oh boy, this is all I need this guy to say. But anyways, I said, now, are you going to leave, or am I going to phone the police? Because this is private by invitation, and as far as I'm concerned, and you're going to have the... Anyways, they left, and they came once time before, but they just pulled up out of the road and waited at the road. I told them that if they come in on the property, I'm going to have to lay charges against them, so that was the end of that.